A grandmother who raised her orphaned grandkids like a mother is shocked when she learns they were planning to send her to a shelter and divide her cherished property. She orchestrates a cunning plan and outwits her unsuspecting grandkids before they get rid of her. Twins Daniel and Lily were 10 when their parents died in a fateful car crash. While they mourned their parents' untimely loss at the funeral, they felt a hard, warm grip on their shoulders. It was their Grandma Dorothy, and she was all they had. "Don't worry, sweethearts. I'll never let you shed a tear again. Come with me. I'm here for you," she said as they left the cemetery. 14 years passed as Daniel and his sister Lily grew up under their grandmother's wings, and time seemed to heal their bereaved hearts. Dorothy stepped into the shoes of Daniel's and Lily's parents, giving them the best of both worlds. She always walked the extra mile to fulfill their dreams. From sending them to expensive schools and universities to gifting Daniel the latest car, Dorothy had always been sweet and selfless. Little did the naive grandma know how everything in her life was about to collapse during a casual visit to Lily's room one evening. "Why isn't she dead already? She's 81 and a burden on us. When are we going to get this property?" Dorothy overheard Lily tell her brother, and her poor heart sank like a stone. "Calm down, Lily. Grandma is too old. Didn't you notice she can't even do things on her own now? We'll sneak the money and jewels out of her safe for now. We need to be just a little more patient," Daniel declared as the crimson on Dorothy's face drained. "That's not enough, Danny. We need this house and we need it fast. I've talked to some realtors and learned this house would sell for a great deal. Now all we have to do is somehow convince Grandma and transfer the property rights to us. And once that's done, we send her off to the nursing home." Dorothy turned around and silently walked to her room as she could no longer stand those cruel words. "Don't they love me? Oh, Jesus, what went wrong? I thought my grandchildren loved me and would care for me in my old age," she whispered tearfully. The grandma spent a sleepless night thinking about her impending future in the house she had inherited from her late husband, George. Dorothy tossed and turned in her bed, haunted by nightmares, when she imagined herself sitting with strangers like an orphan in some random rest home. "No, I won't let such a terrible thing happen to me," she snapped out of bed with a start. "This is my house, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not letting them kick me out of my house." Dorothy then took her phone and, with fumbling fingers, she typed a message to an old friend, a retired private investigator named Mr. Reynolds, detailing her grandchildren's evil plan. "And I'm so heartbroken. I don't want to go anywhere from my house, Sam. This house isn't just brick and cement. It's all I have left of the man I loved and married. My late daughter grew up here. It's a memory dear to me. Please help me." The next morning, Dorothy woke up to a message on her phone. "Damn, kids these days. Don't worry, Dorothy, I'll help you. Just do as I say." It read, giving the grandma much-needed comfort and assurance that help was arriving her way. Nervous, yet flaunting a confident smile, Dorothy invited her grandchildren for an important meeting in the living room that evening. "Sweethearts, I'm getting older, so before something happens to me, I've made a will and transferred this property in both your names," she said, handing out a document. Dorothy intently watched a strange glow twinkling in her grandchildren's eyes as they read the words on the document. "Oh, Grandma, we love you so much. Thanks a lot," Lily exclaimed. "You're the best granny ever. Lily, can you come with me for a sec?" Daniel said as he made big eyes, gesturing for his sister to follow him to his room, where they started plotting their next move to get rid of their grandma. "You go first. I'll catch up with you." "I hope she agrees," Lily whispered as she followed her brother to their grandma's room 2 days later. The property was now under their names, so the siblings had decided it was time to send their grandmother away. But just as Daniel and Lily entered Dorothy's room, she said, "Oh, there you are. I got a call from some Mr. Jones. He said he wanted to talk to you about buying this property. I told him I'm not the owner of this house anymore. The man said he's ready to pay any price for this house." Spellbound by greed, Daniel and Lily took down Mr. Jones's number and rang him. "Oh, we're pleased to hear that, Mr. Jones. Looking forward to our meeting tomorrow," Daniel exclaimed. The siblings smirked at Dorothy and walked away. The next morning, Mr. Jones visited the siblings and toured the house. "Wow, I love this house," he declared. "And you didn't tell me you have a grandmother. Where's she going if you sell this house? She looks old, and I hope you've made arrangements for her." Daniel and Lily exchanged a glance. "Oh, don't you worry about her. We're going to send her to the nursing home," Lily said, waving her hands. "Grandma's too old. She can live in the rest home, make new friends her age. She would love it there. Now let's talk business." "She's right, Mr. Jones. Consider our grandma out of the picture now. She's just like a corner table in this house," Daniel added. Mr. Jones rose, flapping his blazer. Well, as I said, I'm ready to pay any price for this house. Consider the deal is done. But before that, I want to throw a small party. I'm new in town, so do you mind if I throw a small party in this house? I want to celebrate our deal, and all the party expenses are on me." A big fat smile danced on Daniel and Lily's faces, and they agreed. Attractive table arrangements and confetti rained as music filled Dorothy's house the following evening. The party was in full swing, with guests, VIPs, and neighbors attending. Daniel and Lily were drowned in the pomp and show and trailed behind Mr. Jones to get acquainted with his rich friends and business partners. Everything was going smoothly when Mr. Jones's voice on the mic suddenly boomed across the living room. "Attention, everyone," he said. "I hope you're enjoying the party. Let's make this a little more special. Lights off, please." He clapped his hands as the lights went out. Daniel and Lily froze in disbelief when a video recording got projected on the wall. A wave of whisper and shock settled in the room as the recording played shocking footage of Daniel and Lily telling Mr. Jones about getting rid of their grandma. "What the hell? How did you record this? Who are you?" Daniel gasped. "It's not true, everyone. This is morphed." "I never expected you would do this, Daniel," Dorothy's voice chimed in from the doorway of her room. "And you, Lily? Were you waiting for the day I die? Really? Is this the gratitude I get for raising you two heartless kids?" Daniel and Lily froze to their spots, unable to understand what was happening. That's when Mr. Jones stepped forward and made the biggest confession of the evening that jolted the two. "I'm Sam Reynolds, retired private investigator. Sorry for the confusion, everyone. But I was called by an old friend here to settle this moment and expose these two cunning people. The party is over. And Dorothy, you deserve better than these rotten grandkids."